In the past 3 weeks, we've focused a lot on theories and building the foundation of acquiring technology either through internal methods or through acquisitions externally. This week, it's more of a chance for you to try to apply some of the theories to a business plan. Entrepreneurs really are, although not exclusively, the heart and soul of technology. I mean, if you opened a restaurant or a small business that was not, quote, technology based, you would certainly be an entrepreneur as well. But a lot of the innovation in terms of technology has come from entrepreneurs, people with a vision, people with a dream. We think of Steve, Jobs. We think of, Google and the World Wide Web even as sparks of technology innovation. So the chapter this week looks at entrepreneurship in terms of innovation and technology. It's defined as a recognition of opportunity. So you see something that is, has not been taken advantage of by other companies or places or people, and you want to start a business. You want to become involved in solving the problem. Again, planning, implementation, evaluation, as always. In terms of planning, usually the key is a business plan, and that's your mission for this week, is to work with a group of people in the class, come up with something. It could be real or imagined, and work on developing a business plan. I think it's a good exercise in terms of writing and in terms of application of the skills. So what am I looking for in this business plan? A description of the company. What's the product? What services are you offered? It can be brief. What's the value proposition? How will you make money? What's the competitive advantage? What makes your company different than other places? I think sometimes about razors, shaving razors. And it used to be a little simple Wilkinson, blade that you'd put into a shaver and use it. Before that, it was a straight edge, I guess. Now there's so many different companies. Gillette is still a big gun. That's a local company. How many blades can you put on a razor? How much swivel can you put in the swivel head? What makes companies like Harry's and was it Dollar Shave and some of those competitive against the big gun like Gillette? Somewhere in some business plan that's addressed. Okay, what is their competitive strategy? Who's the market? What is the target market? If I'm buying a razor why would I buy and I bought them, Harry's or the Dollar Shave, cost, convenience, who's the market, what are the operations, where's the location, what is the financial forecast for your company, who's the management team, what's the financial need and return expected. There's a good model in the chapter for you to follow if you'd like. There are lots of other models. I'm not specifying any length. I'm not specifying, anything beyond what I've mentioned here, that there should be, the description, the value proposition, the competitive advantage, market, operations, financial forecast, management team, financing section, and then think about, in the implementation, where are you going to focus your efforts? What resources do you need? How do you build capabilities? And then the third leg of the stool, again, evaluation. How do you see whether management is performing. How do you see, how do you imitate others or leverage your technology? How do you protect your product? That's key, and is there a look at, destruction? Is this a new product that's going to basically destroy value in another product? Is it, something that you're going to start and then possibly sell? So think about, in terms of your business plan, who's your customer? What are their desires? What is the industry and competitive environment about? How do you audit your capabilities? How do you network with key funders? How do you ensure that members of the firm and key stakeholders can describe the competitive advantage, that elevator speech thing that we talk about? How can you walk into a meeting and briefly say, this is what my idea is, this is how I'm going to do it, this is how I'm going to fund it? And if you are an entrepreneur, how can you be persistent and consistent? So that's kind of the challenge for this week. In terms of work, there is a discussion, once again, there's a theme, there's kind of a pattern emerging here. Find an article or website that provides some, guidelines about obtaining venture capital funding. I think that's kind of an interesting aspect of entrepreneurship. And then the big assessment this week is this group project, the business plan. So I'm hoping that you've kind of given some thought to this over the previous weeks. But this week, your attention should go to that project. There's a program in your text that's called UCU, which is a vehicle for meeting and sharing documentation. You might want to use this as you work on your group project. I mean, you could also use Skype. There's a local one, GoToMeeting, I think it's called. Any of those things. You can use email, whatever works for you and your group. But somehow I'm looking for some kind of a plan that focuses on some kind of aspect of technology, and gives me a sense of how you would develop it, market it, and implement it. In addition to a written business plan, which you'll submit, you should also prepare a PowerPoint presentation, or it could be Prezi or Sway is the new thing that Microsoft has that's kind of like PowerPoint, but something that presents a synopsis of your plan so that others can see it and react to it in the class. I'm a big advocate of sharing, not just with me, but sharing with your colleagues, because I think we all learn from each other. So, again, good luck. And as always, questions, comments, concerns, shoot me an email, and have a good week.